Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I will tell you about VMware vCenter Converter Standalone 9.0, new version which is now available in GA, which is General Availability. So let's have a look how it works and when this tool can be useful for us.
So here's our game plan for this breakdown. We're going to start with the basics. What is this thing? Then we'll get into why you should even care about it. After that, the really cool stuff. What's new in version 9.0? We'll peek under the hood to see how it works, and finally, we'll cover how you can get it up and running.
Okay, let's start at square one. Before we get into all the bells and whistles, what exactly is VMware vCenter Converter?
At its heart, Converter Standalone is your go-to tool for something we call P2V, or physical to virtual migrations. It's this awesome utility that just automates the whole process of taking a physical machine, doesn't matter if it's Windows or Linux, and basically cloning it into a VMware virtual machine. No manual reinstalls, no craziness.
And you know, its compatibility is just incredibly wide. We're not just talking about physical machines here. You can use it to shuffle virtual machines between all sorts of VMware products, from your desktop tools like Workstation and Fusion Pro, all the way up to the big enterprise-level ESX hosts you find in a vSphere environment. Super flexible.
So, we know what it is, but let's get to the real meat of it, right? Why should you, as a busy engineer or a developer, actually use this thing? What problems is it going to solve for you? Okay, this is where it really starts to shine. The #1 win, migrating those old legacy servers. I'm talking about that ancient critical server in the corner that everyone's afraid to even look at. Converter can just scoop it up and turn it into a VM, software and all. No reinstalling anything. It also just slashes the setup time for new virtual environments and can even pull in VMs from other platforms like Microsoft's Hyper-V.
Hey, and speaking of useful stuff, if you're finding this kind of deep dive helpful, do me a favor and consider subscribing to the Tech World and the Angry Admin YouTube channel. We're always digging into tools just like this, and it's honestly the best way to stay in the loop. Okay, now back to it.
All right, let's get to the main event. How does this new version build on what was already a really solid tool? What does the shiny new version 9.0 actually bring to the table?
The big story with version 9.0 is all about modernization. It now supports the latest and greatest like VMware Cloud Foundation 9.0 and the newest virtual hardware. Now for you Linux admins out there, this new synchronization feature is a huge deal. And for the developers, finally getting Python support in the SDK is just fantastic. It even handles specific file system flags better and, of course, comes packed with security improvements. This is a really significant upgrade. So we know what it is, we know why it's awesome, but how does it all actually work? Let's pop the hood for a second and look at the moving parts that make all this magic happen. It all starts with the Converter Standalone server. Just think of this component as the brain of the whole operation. It's the central engine that directs traffic, manages the tasks, and it has this little thing called the worker service that does all the real grunt work.
Now, to actually talk to the machine you want to convert, the server pushes out a lightweight agent. It's just a tiny piece of software that gets installed temporarily on the source machine. Its job is to capture the machine's state and get it ready for migration. And the best part? It can automatically uninstall itself when the job's done. Super clean.
And the way you control this whole orchestra is through the client. This is the simple graphical interface you'll actually interact with. It's all wizard-driven, so you can set up, manage, and watch your conversions happen, all from the comfort of your own desk.
Now, this is a really critical point. The entire process is non-destructive. What that means is Converter Standalone uses cloning. It copies the data from your source machine. It never changes the original. So your original server stays untouched and online, which gives you this perfect safety net. You also get a few different ways to clone depending on what you need. If you've got to resize partitions as part of the move, you'll want to use volume-based cloning. If you just want a fast, perfect copy of a machine that's already powered off, disk-based is the way to go. And if you just want to do a quick test to see if something will work, the super fast linked clone option is perfect for that.
All right, you've seen what it can do, and you're probably thinking, this could save me a ton of time. So let's talk about how you can actually get your hands on version 9.0. Getting started is actually pretty simple. So now that VMware is part of Broadcom, you'll just head over to the Broadcom support portal, log in with your account, find vCenter Converter Standalone in the downloads, and grab the latest version. That's it.
And that pretty much wraps up our deep dive into VMware vCenter Converter Standalone 9.0. But to finish things off, I want to leave you with a question. What is the single most challenging, most painful migration you have ever been a part of? Think back to that nightmare project and then think about how a tool like this might have changed things. Drop your war stories in the comments below. I would absolutely love to read them. Thanks for tuning in for this breakdown.